I'm just showing everybody the real world. Robert's your mother's brother says lands mirror when. We must have done lands mirrors in the past. I know we've done like dark depths mirrors of all kinds. I can't remember the last time we did a lands mirror though. It had to be a while ago. I'm not gonna lie. Any decks though that, you know, because I show up to these events and I don't tell anybody what decks to play. Even when we were doing webcam magic during lockdowns and all that, I don't tell anyone what decks to play. I mean, if they ask me like, hey, any decks like you think would be fun, I'll give them some feedback. But I'm trying to just have people play what they want to play. And going to public events like the one we're watching right now, obviously I have no control over what anybody plays. But I can choose what matches are featured. Are there any decks that you, the viewers, would like to see more of on the channel? Definitely let me know, and I'll try to highlight them more. I know there are obviously some decks that just don't appear that often. Like, for example, every once in a while, someone will be like, when are you going to have mono black Pox on stream? And it's like, I mean, when we find a Pox player, I'll let you know. Like, there's just none of them walking around playing Pox in my area. They just don't exist. Router Smiter says miracles. We've had a lot of miracles on the channel. It's up there as far as frequency on the channel for an archetype. That's for sure. JH Stock hoping for goblins. I've been going back and forth over the last couple of months between goblins. I was playing mono black curses. Now, just recently, the last 2-3 weeks, I've been playing Grixis Control with Hidetsugu's Consumes All. And I don't know. I'll probably play more goblins soon. The other thing is I barely record. If you watch a lot of the channel, you're aware of this. I barely record my own matches. There's just something that feels... and I might be totally wrong on this. It might be some kind of imposter syndrome thing or something, but I just feel weird, like showcasing myself playing and making everybody watch me play and me commentate on my own. It's just very weird. It feels weird. I like highlighting other people better. Anyway. SF is here. What's up, SF? There have been some Pox players at the store in the past. I don't know where they've been. You know what? You're right. There have been some Pox players like in years past at GameStoria, but I haven't seen those people. A lot of people relocated in the last 2 years and sold their collections and whatnot. All right, let me try and get on top of life totals here. Oh, how convenient. The players are keeping track of life totals for us. I didn't even notice. Perfect. Thank you, players. Jade Stock says Hidetsugu Consumes All as a cool card. Yeah. I mean, I played a match against Force of Phil Blackman last night. Not to brag about winning, but I won the match very much on the back of Hidetsugu Consumes All. Phil Blackman was on a mono blue artifact-based saga deck of some kind. Not 8 cast, something a little different. There was Painter Servant in there, but it wasn't really a painter deck. Anyway, it was a brew. But Hidetsugu Consumes All, wiping out like 7 permanents off the board, just felt ridiculous. I felt bad every time I cast it. I was just like, I'm sorry, Phil. I'm sorry this is happening. It was pretty good. Then exiling the graveyard afterwards. Then it becomes a creature. I mean, the card is pretty cool. It put in work in yesterday's event that I played. Was very much impressed by its performance. Bolchu, says Felix. Surveilling an island into the yard, a Guru Island. A little bit of a flex there.
14. Where are the kids today?
Yeah. Kane's got a birthday party for the classmate. Twins, actually.
Four.
So she's dropping her house off.
So it looks like Felix is jumping out way ahead here, but keep in mind, Dominic could have 3 Cloudposts on the table and cast like an Ulamog or something, and this game gets really ugly. So let's see what happens. Let's not be too quick to decide that Felix has won the game.
That's me stage a copy of Cloudpost. Okay, so we got 3 posts now. Draw. Green Sun for 6.
Green Sun for 6. Gets forced. The Surveil trigger on the stack. Pitching Daze. Daze not the most useful in this matchup, especially at this point in the game. Joda says Hidetsugu will be warping if there's ever a card neutral way to ramp it out on turn 2. That's a good point. One of those, maybe other Magic players can relate to this, but one of those moments where you daydream about a deck list, like you don't even write it down, you're just like, ooh, that might be a cool idea. Some kind of Legacy Jund deck with Ignoble Hierarch and Hidetsugu consumes all. It's a little bit of a Nambo, but maybe there's something there. I don't know. Maybe some kind of Jund Loam deck with Mox Diamond to ramp it out a little bit. Again, that's a Nambo, but I don't know. Felix gets game 1. I like the idea of a Jund mid-range deck being able to survive in Legacy. I hope we get to that point.
Okay. I'm gonna Once Upon a Time.
Actually, that was a dumb idea. It can't be a Jund Loam deck because Hidetsugu exiles all graveyards. So never mind on that. But you get where I'm going with the the train of thought. Use green to ramp out your Hidetsugu consumes all a little bit earlier and play a fair mid-range deck. We just need a Darksteel Mox Diamond. Yes. I'm down with that. I think power creeping away Mox Diamond would be a good thing. A good deck with Hidetsugu and Disciple of the Vault. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Spirit Guides, maybe. That's not card neutral, though. That's being down a card, but I like the idea.
Seems like you can get a lot of value in these like fair
Fetch for sure.
Been good against Delver. That makes sense. Which is kind of just what I need to beat, you know. Everybody needs to beat Delver. So much shit.
All right, 2 forests on the table here for Dominic with a Reclaimer available. Reclaimer currently a 1/2. Neither player has Delirium or enough lands in the yard for a Reclaimer. So both creatures are small.
That's forcing issue. The thing. Spell. Thing.
On my upkeep. Lightning bolt.
This is
In response.
Yeah,
Yeah, before you even surveil.
Before you surveil Reclaimer? Gets a Cloudpost. Lightning Bolt on the stack, targeting the Reclaimer, I'm assuming is going to resolve.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Draw for turn.
Put some Murktide into the graveyard.
Wasteland, Cloudpost.
Wasteland is such a good card against Cloudpost. I'll tell you that.
The Legacy 5 cannon.
Oh man.
Everybody's flights are getting canceled. Nobody's there.
Mike is salty. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Why are you so salty, Mike?
Surgical Cloudpost trigger. I pay 2 life on it.
Surgical Cloudpost. Oh, goodness.
Surveil.
Yep.
Graveyard. Surgical Cloudpost. Your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck. I don't even like Cloudpost, and I feel bad. This is just brutal. I don't know, though, if I like the plan to start to go for Cloudposts with Reclaimer there for Dominic. I'm curious if we have any Cloudpost players watching what they would have done. But now that we've seen this hand with Green Sun Zenith, with Carpet, it might have been better to just ignore the whole Cloudpost strategy and start dropping basic forests on the battlefield and resolving, hopefully, Carpets and Green Sun Zeniths. What do you think about that, chat? And YouTube comments. If you play Cloudpost, give us your opinions. You see a Glacial Chasm in the deck there? Walking Ballista. Some hints about what's to come, possibly. But this game doesn't look like it's going very well so far for Dominic. Savior is here, says, hello, Chris. How's it going? As usual, keep up the good work. Thank you. It's going well. How's it going? Not going well for Dominic. Going well for me and Felix, but not Dominic so much.
Let's go. Untap, draw. Play.
Oh, somebody just... Okay. That looked funny. Just random hand just came in.
Carpet of Flowers.
Thank you, whoever adjusted the life totals.
Cards in hand.
This is an
Okay, pass to you. I'm not going to activate it. If you play a Wasteland, I'm flipping this table. You can't. It's still a basic, so you can't.
Dominic, of course, kidding. These players know each other, I think, from modern events at the shop, but stating that if you play another Wasteland, I'm flipping the table. Ponder. Surveil trigger puts a Dragon's Rage Channeler in the yard.
Maybe just prophecy. Yeah, prophecy.
Savior says, doing good. Second time I'm able to tune into the stream live. Been enjoying all the recent videos you posted on YouTube. The Karn Eons deck was spicy. The Karn Eons deck was spicy. That was, I mean, if you're watching this later on YouTube, that was like 2 weeks ago, but for the live chat and the YouTube paid members, the Karn Echoes deck was just posted today, March 29th. David Thomas Tao playing that deck. Pretty cool. Glad you're able to catch us live, though, Savior. And I should say to people watching on YouTube, if you're watching this later on YouTube, if you want to watch these videos as soon as they've been recorded or as soon as they've been live streamed, hit the join button below. Don't wait 2 weeks to catch up on our latest event coverage. Don't do it. Joda says, I guess the secret is that you need a Green Sun Zenith Arbor deck that can go buy you turn 1 into a red source turn 2 to get a ramped Hidetsugu. Yeah. That makes sense. Dryad Arbor might do it.
It's better than the swords, of course, because you can hit the walkers.
Second best card in Prophecy.
This is just a strict upgrade. I think he gets a
Maze of Ith, Carpet of Flowers on the board. Pithing Needle on the board. I'm assuming Pithing Needle is on Wasteland.
You guys turn 3 Euro and make sure you have a land.
like the number one card you want.
I apologize, I missed what Needle is on.
Down to 18. It's a little more powerful.
Or Citadel of Pain, literally doesn't do anything.
Still the same.
Saviored with a great question. Do I get to watch them if I sub on this Twitch channel? Thinking to pitch my next Prime sub here. So there is content exclusive to YouTube paid members, but live streams like this will be available immediately for Twitch subs to watch later. So what you're watching right now will be available later for Twitch subs, for sure.
All those cards are okay. Oh, and abolish. Okay.
But there are other matches and other content available only to YouTube paid members.
Whereas, like,
I mean, I guess you have to dress down mostly just to cycle and
And worth mentioning, since we're talking about memberships, if you're not in our Discord, join our Discord. Links are down below, ! Discord in the live chat if you don't know how to find it. The Discord community experience will enhance your viewing experience of all of our live streams and YouTube videos and all of that. Meet the players that are on the streams, chat with them about their decks, chat with me about Magic, bagels, banh mi sandwiches, whatever you like. It's all going on in the Discord. So go ahead and join.
There was just like a sequence of 3 turns where I was he played like some
Yeah, you just want to be able to kill
dress
like
down,
8%
and then like on my turn, and then like on his turn he does something.
JH Stock says we need Fastbond unbanned and then was banned by the moderators from live chat. I think Fastbond's too good.
just play Fury.
Green Sun for 3.
Oh, they have Searing Wind. So good.
Just like
Green Sun for 3? It's getting forced pitching Murktide.
Okay, you're down to 17. Okay.
trigger.
The more 4 mana, instant, 10 damage if players are like.
It's more of a
Anti-Doomsday top. Right there.
dress down responsibility. Like it doesn't get as easy. Just like they still guys to push their bodies to push their walkers.
Oh, and extra, which if you have 3 life or less, play it for way too much. Yeah, there's like this advertising symbol that blows, kills things. Yeah, you know, it's like.
Good.
It's not as terrible as you might think.
I think it's still one of the worst sets of games. I think there are bad sets. It's my take. I mean, there are, but like, every set has some stuff that's like, okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's been like really nice too. And these like the old miracles.
Even by accident, like,
set it up in your brainstorm, clean up
Force of
your
Will.
walker.
Yeah, was that supposed to be?
Broken Lung with a great question in chat. How hard is this matchup for Delver? Whenever I play it, it feels very weighted toward Cloudpost. I think generally it's weighted toward Cloudpost. There are a few different types of Cloudpost decks out there, like some of them more rampy than others, let's say, for lack of a better term. I think as the Delver player, you want the game to end as soon as possible. Much like if you play Modern and you're watching, much like Tron against decks like Jund, maybe not to the same degree, but once the big mana gets going and they start slamming Titans and Ulamogs and stuff, Delver just has no chance. It just looks embarrassing. So some early turn, waste you, daze your crop rotation, like a few key plays in the early turns of the game while attacking with a flip Delver or being able to slam an unchecked Murktide and just slip in the last couple of points of damage before they get to 9 mana or whatever. That's going to be how to win, in my opinion. But the longer the game goes, it just starts to get ugly. We see, though, let's see how much mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mana here currently for Dominic. Like, we're getting close to the point where Titans and Eldrazi's and Walking Ballistas and all that kind of fun stuff start being live. But it seems like Felix still just has just enough disruption so far. And maybe Dominic not with the best of draws. Also, Blue Red Delver is just a really good deck. I mean, it is capable of putting up a heck of a fight against just about anything in the format. So, you know, I wouldn't say as a Cloudpost player currently, you're like, okay, I'll play my Cloudpost deck, and my opponent goes Volcanic Island into Dragon's Rage Channeler, and it feels like a buy. I wouldn't go that far. I probably over-explained that whole thing.
Like, he's good at resisting like ink, you know, like choke or whatever, because you can
The white.
go. And that's just not the case with.
Yeah, Grix has pretty cool white enchantments.
I'm gonna use the carpet mana, make green, and I'm gonna play no carpet.
Yeah.
And I guess the lands.
See, like, use carpet mana, make green, play another carpet. These are not plays that are very exciting for a Cloudpost deck. You want to be off the top slamming Titans in this exact situation. I mean, just passing the turn and letting Felix go back to pondering again, this is not going well for Dominic. At this point in the game, you want to be playing some big mana cards, especially at 5 life. Endurance is a card, though. We'll see if there are some instant speed plays from Dominic. There's a quick peek at Dominic. Dominic using my playmat, by the way, the prototype, the OG, gifted to me by my brother early on in the days of 90s MTG. All right, the maze and the second maze deal with the creatures. Here's Dark Depths. Okay, so Dark Depths complicates things here for Felix. I completely missed, while I was giving my whole explanation, that there is a second maze now, the Vesuva. But all right, so here's Bolt, and that's game.